The Hank Russell invitation. We are live on millions.co. We've got I know it. I know it. We got look, the theme has been about the women this week. Move over fellas. It's the ladies' turn. We've been interviewing a lot of MMA fighters of the women persuasion here, and she is no different. And I just talked to her a little bit off camera. I'm really looking forward to talking to her and getting to know her a little bit. Yes. On that note, she is an amateur mixed martial artist, and her name is Katelyn Nicdao. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you got it.
I keep wanting to be extra. So where are you from?
I was born in Killeen, Texas. I'm Filipino. Yeah, but I claim Texas as my home. I'm an army brat, so you know how that goes. We move around, but
Sure.
I would say I this is like my main home. I grew up a little bit in Germany, and then came back to Texas.
Is that where you currently reside? Is in Texas?
Yes, I left for a little bit, almost 4 years in Georgia, and then came back to Texas. And I came back around like just early this year. hmm
Okay. So how long have you been competing?
Competing, oh, I would say, gosh, since around 2017, I think was when I had my first fight. But I've been training about 13 years for almost 13 years now.
What were you, like 11 when you started training? How old are you?
Gosh, it's been a while. I started wrestling in high school, and then during off season I did jujitsu. I'm 27, and I
Okay.
feel like time just went by pretty fast.
But you know what it is though. Like when I grew up on mixed martial arts as well. I started
hmm
watching in '99,
Uh
but
huh.
there in 1999, but there was no mixed martial arts classes back then. You had to learn a discipline, and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu
Right.
was a very rarity. Now there's a lot of kickboxing, but Muay Thai kickboxing, people are like, "What's
Mhm.
that?"
Right. They want to say UFC so bad, or they want to say those who aren't familiar. They want to say, "Oh, do you UFC or do you what is it WWE?" And
Yeah. Well, they either back in the day they were like, "Do you do ultimate fighting?
yeah. Oh
Do you do
yeah.
ultimate fighting, or do you do cage fighting?"
Right.
So,
That's very true.
oh, I'm telling you. So, what was your first discipline? You said wrestling was your first discipline?
I would say wrestling. Yes, I wrestled in high school. I don't think I was really good at wrestling in high school, oddly enough. Um, okay, well, let me backtrack just a little bit. I joined wrestling, and then I did jujitsu kind of along with that. I did it during off season, and then I was very confused with jujitsu on what to do because I came from wrestling, so I was getting choked out from the wait.
Go
Oh
ahead.
my
No.
pause.
Finish what you were about to say. Say it.
I mean, from like turtle from the back, I would get rear naked choked, and yeah, I was very confused as far as like what to do from there. And then I joined. This could be your viral moment, Hank. Oh my goodness!
It's like,
Well,
yes,
to
finish
get
it.
back to get back to it, I did jujitsu, and then I went back to wrestling, and it kind of helped a little bit. And then the issue was that I tore I had my first ACL tear during jiu-jitsu during off season, and then oddly
Ooh.
enough that was like my rebirth into martial arts. And then I ended up learning how to wrestle and do everything kind of correctly instead of just kind of just being lost when I was wrestling in high school. And it catered more towards like the MMA route. And so, yeah, I'll kind of just start from there and then we'll branch off.
No, I get it. And how many fights have you had?
Oh my gosh. One, two, three, four, 8 now. It's about 8. Yeah, 8 now. It's been a while. Yeah, over the years, I've had a lot of fights like get canceled. Um, we had fights scheduled that didn't go through. But really, the reason why I had to think about it is because a lot of people thought I should have been pro by now. I think so, but I've had a lot of injuries,
I
and so
I think you have to be really, really considered. I mean, have you ever been in a pro locker room before?
I have. I have. Yeah.
I don't. I've said this a million times, and I'll say it every time. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, I cover. I've been in pro locker rooms even when I competed. I never competed at pro, but I
Okay.
competed amateur. But I
Hmm.
remember the first time I was in a pro locker room, I'm like listening in the back with them kicking the pads and stuff like that. It just sounds like fireworks or gunshots, and I'm just like,
Right.
I'm good. I promise you, I don't
Right.
need to go pro. I don't need to go pro. These guys hit like sledgehammers, man.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I've been in pro locker rooms, and it's crazy because I'll look at promotions nowadays, or what is it, like the Contender Series or the Ultimate Fighter, and I'll see girls that I fought on in the same like fight cards as them, and it's crazy how they've ended up on those promotions, and because I was stubborn, not taking care of my injuries, and obviously we go pro whenever we feel we're ready to, and something was stopping me to where I just didn't feel ready to go pro. But in a sense, if you've looked onto my page and whatnot, you'll see that I had recent surgery, um, and it's almost like another rebirth. And I try to stay positive about a lot of things, as far as uh, it's never, the glass is always half full and never empty. And so there's a reason for
Sure.
everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are like, "Are you taking time off because of your surgery? Man, you're still gonna fight?" I'm like, "Why not?" Why? And first, it's not even time off. It's more so just me having to focus on different areas in this fight journey because I felt like I've pushed my own body enough to the point that in an unhealthy way to where I got injured and didn't take care of those injuries soon enough to where it just kind of snowballed. Um, but yeah, yeah. I feel like once I go pro, I'll be able to really show like all these years of training. So
So have you? You said you've fought women that have competed on the Ultimate Fighter and the Contender.
no, 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 no. I'm saying like I fought on the same cards as them. Or
Okay.
we yeah, or I was speaking to Rain Guerrero. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her. She's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
She was on the Contender Series a few years
Yep.
back.
Yeah, I
We did
saw
an
it.
interview not too long ago, and we were just talking about the era of fighters that we were kind of around back then. I say back then like it was just yesterday, but just even the fight scene here in Texas, where we were mentioning names that like, man, like they're still fighting, you know what I mean? And
Right.
you're like, you hear those familiar names, especially with me moving to Georgia and coming back. I'm like, so much has changed where people have moved gyms, or maybe some of the women have stopped fighting, or maybe for example, Desiree, I'm not sure if you know about her, Desiree Yanis. She was pregnant, she has a baby, and now she's about to do the slap, the what do you call it, the slap
The
thing,
power slap. Yep.
power slap, and then
I interview a lot of power slappers. I'd love to
yeah,
interview. I'd love to interview her.
yeah, and Sierra Safer, like she also just had a baby as well, and not gonna lie, it kind of made me think about my timeline, and I was like, I don't have kids. I do have an angel baby, but
Oh,
I got to
sorry to hear
thinking,
that.
it's okay. Remember, glass is half full, and so there's a reason why, that happens, and so
Amen.
I I get to thinking like, why, where should I be in my career, And I came back, and everyone's like, man, you still fight? I won't lie to you. I had a moment where I went to a jiu-jitsu school that we were like my gym is kind of like associated with,
Yeah.
and I had a lady that I used to train with. She introduced me to some of like the newer, I guess like the newer women that were training there. And she said, "Yeah, this is Katelyn, Killer K. Yeah, she used to fight." I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" I was like, I still do fight. I was like, I still do fight. And in fact, I was getting ready for another fight. And oddly enough, I had to stop. Well, I had to pull out of the fight because I had to get the surgeries. Um, but
Yeah.
hearing that was like a slap in the face, and I was like, man, used to. I was like, okay, and it just made me reevaluate a lot of things, in my life. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just kind of like a wake up call, you know. Just like, oh man, I got a lot of people to prove wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, injuries can be setbacks if you let it
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Mhm.
Now, granted, some injuries you have to step back a little bit longer. I mean, can
Yeah.
you give is it personal, or can you tell what injuries they
No,
were?
I'm yeah, 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 I'm open to talking about it. Well, let's see. My first ACL surgery was 20 oh my gosh, 2015, I think. It was my junior year. I think junior year going into my senior year of high school. Yeah. I did a jiu-jitsu class, and I remember I was just a young gun in the jiu-jitsu scene. Like, I did the Naga tournament, and I was just on like a high because I think I went undefeated that time, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I can do this." And my first tournament, I didn't do good. Like, I think the timing of it, I didn't tell anyone that I was competing, or I told people last minute. So when we went to the tournament, I ended up going against some blue belt, and the whole time I was like in head and arm the whole time. And she never submitted me, but we were standing, and it was just like this the whole time, and I didn't know how to get out because I didn't have a coach. I had people like coaching me, but I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do. But during the jiu-jitsu time period, so after that, literally the training session after that, I went to the gym to just watch. And when I went to watch my teammates, this guy, I guess he was there a long time ago training, and he got kicked out from what I was told. He got kicked out of that gym for whatever reason, but he came back because we ended up having like a new owner at that time. We rolled because he didn't have a partner. I wasn't supposed to roll that day, but he just needed a partner, and I went with him, and we were both kind of like just starting, like we slap bump, and then right off the jump, my knee got like caught with his like this, and when
Oh,
he was a big guy, and when he fell on me, it just went, and I felt that pop, and I didn't know what it was, but it was very painful, and the guy ended up, the guy snuck out the gym. What a boo boo head. He snuck out the gym, and I still don't know till this day who did it. But I ended up finding I tore my ACL. They said I tore my meniscus. I can't remember which one. And then had the surgery. 2017, yeah, 2017, I had another surgery to get well, let me tell you this. I had my first fight. I noticed this thing on the front of my knee. I noticed this thing. I'll show you my knee. It was
all
like
right. Let me see.
right here. And I was like, what is that? I was like poking it, and I thought it was a pimple at first. And after a little bit of time, the doctor said, "Yeah, your screws are coming out." So my screw was actually like, I guess my bone was healing really good and really fast, that it was pushing the screw like out. So they had to do surgery to remove, I think, like two screws and two washers. And then 10 years later, about 10 years later, I I I would say around maybe last November, I was sparring, and I was kind of I kind of heard like some noise about maybe having a fight confirmed, right? And going back, hold on, I actually forgot I tore my meniscus again. A few years ago, but they said I didn't need surgery, right? So they were like, just rest, you'll be good. So boom, boom, boom. A few years later, right? So
Hmm.
last November, I I was sparring with one of the guys. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a pro fighter, and he we had a height difference. I'm 5 feet tall. Okay, so
Yeah.
really, there's a height difference with everyone, but
So 5 foot even.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
it. So I went with this gentleman, and he's about 6 feet, I'd say maybe one or two, right? So he was around that height. We were sparring, and he kept trying to sweep me, like during these kickboxing rounds. And I kept defending it. I just kept settling my hips down. And he would go for the sweep all the time,
Mhm.
but he just kept going for it and going for it and going for it. And I don't know if he was getting ready for a fight. I can't remember. But the last one that he did, I remember he like did it the literally last 10 seconds. He went for that sweep again, and I don't know if it was a placement of his leg with my leg and everything that was going on, but that last one, when I set my leg down after he did it, like popped. Well, it popped when he did it, and when I put my leg down, it went and I was
Uh,
like, oh no, 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 no. And it just swelled up like a balloon. And I ended up like going over to my coach at the time, and I was like frustrated. I was like, oh, and I was like, look at this. And he was like, oh man, he was like, you need to sit out. So that sucked. I'm sitting out because, sparring's fun, and it was a good time. I was feeling good that day. And to hear kind of like this news of having a fight come up was, I was like getting excited. And then took some time off because I know I needed to heal before this fight if the girl was to confirm about everything. The girl ended up confirming, and I uh I think, yeah, this was my first time being able to kick on that leg, and the swelling went down, and I felt good. I felt really good. I was like, okay, perfect. We'll have a good fight camp. Everything's good. I think I jinxed it because I end up telling the guy, and he fights. He was an amateur, right? So he's. I say all this to say like they should have been knowledgeable, right, to some degree. I would say more so this guy because what he did was a little bit careless. He kind of like when I placed the head kick. I told him I wasn't going too hard. I placed the head kick right here. Immediately, it was like a spazzy move. He just kicked the side of my other knee like really hard,
uh,
and he was like, "Oh, oh, 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 oh my gosh!" And he just starts freaking out, and now I'm limping to my coach again, and yeah, like we try to baby this whole situation. Ended up having that thing in February, that match, and then after, well, actually during that match, I ended up high crotching the girl to take her down, and when I lifted her, um, my knee buckled, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I like put her back down, and I was like, oh, abort mission, abort mission, and then after the fight, I was like, okay, I need to get this checked out. And we were set to do a rematch. And I was like, crap, like, okay, let me do this MRI. I was supposed to do the MRI in Georgia, where I was at. I was in Atlanta.
okay.
And when I was over there, I was like, okay, scheduled the MRI. It took forever to get that done. But I ended up visiting my family in Texas, and a lot of things worked out to where I just ended up staying in Texas. And I had my MRI done with my old surgeon from years ago, and he was like, "Yeah, you tore both your ACLs, and you have three meniscus tears." And mind you, I was misdiagnosed from a previous doctor, and they said I tore one, and it was just, it's been a hell of a ride as far as this whole situation in itself. Oh, I forgot. I also had shoulder surgery 2019. I had shoulder surgery 2019. I fought the same year. I was able to fight the same year. I got cleared. I hurt that from I had a torn rotator cuff. They said it was torn for a while. I just had no idea. But I remember sparring with one of my old teammates, and I remember he was throwing a hook this way, and I threw a hook around it. And when he circled this way, it knocked my shoulder out, and my shoulder just came out the socket. Yeah, so I had surgery that February and then fought the same year. And then it was like up from there. But yeah,
And your last one was in August.
my last surgery?
Surgery?
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this August. Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
had so many surgeries, you can't keep up with it. I mean, come
I
on now.
know. I know.
Have you thought about doing something to strengthen the bones? I mean, what's going
Yeah.
on here?
Yeah. Now we're good. Now I've grown up. I've learned that I can't be stubborn, right? And I am a big believer of peptides, healing peptides.
What is healing peptides?
Okay, so mind you, I'm not a doctor, right? But and this is not me telling people what to do, but I've had a lot of success with healing peptides, and healing peptides specifically. Well, the ones that I've worked with specifically are BPC 157 and TB 500. Um, and basically, your body produces them, I believe, in the gastric area, but they basically help with inflammation. You inject it on, you can inject it on the site, right? You'll take a little insulin needle. Um, and what you'll do is you can inject it on the site of the injury, for example, my knees, or for all around general healing. I've done it on like the stomach, so like the bottom part of the stomach, like the fatty part, and I'll pinch, do a dosage in the
Yeah.
morning fasted,
Yes.
and I'll do that fasted, and then I won't eat for 30 minutes to an hour just to make sure it goes into the system correctly, and then I will go on through my day. And I noticed a lot of the first time I did it. I noticed a lot of um, like effects as far as like inflammation, and I had a lot of injury prevention from it. Right, so I felt like man, I felt like my energy was low. I felt like I was always just super sore because, when you're training, you go through a lot. You put your body through a lot. And I know as fighters, we should be, a little bit more disciplined as far as just recovery itself, right? I was talking to a few of my friends and I'm like, man, I haven't taken an ice bath in a while or an Epsom salt bath. And I was told about the healing peptides, and I tried it, and after a week, I started feeling like way better. I felt stronger, faster. I felt great. I felt like my body could just bounce back. It's not a steroid, right? Your body produces it naturally. There have been studies that were shown. Oh, I wish I could reference this because I tell people about it all the time. It's on YouTube somewhere. But there was a lady that said that she had broken, I believe it was her hand. She had done an X-ray. I don't want to say she fractured. She broke something in her hand, and then she did the BPC 157. I don't know if she did the blend with the TB 500, but after I believe a month or an extensive amount of time, maybe up to 3 months or 6 months, I can't remember. It was a while ago. They did an X-ray again, and it's as if she never broke her hand at all. And that was like, oh wow, okay, I guess I'll try it. So I tried it. I stopped for a bit because that was the time that I was pregnant, and I just didn't know the effects of it during that time. And obviously, I wasn't fighting at that time, so I felt like, okay, let me take a break. When I had these injuries with my knee, I was so desperate because I was in a lot of pain that I decided to try the peptides again. I was limping all the time. I could not walk without ever feeling the instability. I used to roof. I used to do roofing, and when I came back to Texas, I was roofing again, like just for a short time, just to start working again. And I remember there was this moment where I was like, "Oh crap! Like I can't step off the ladder." And it was like my body knew, like, girl, if you step off this ladder, your knee is gonna buckle. And I didn't do it. And I was like, oh man, like something's wrong. And so I ended up I was so desperate. I started up the peptides again, and my teammates were like, what the heck? Like, granted, I couldn't train like how I needed to. I still wasn't really sparring. But I was able to do like my prehab stuff, like squats and this and that. And I felt really good. And now how do I say this? I'm actually about to start a blend again. Actually, tonight, I'm actually going to start. I talked to my doctor yesterday because I had a 6-week follow up, and I'll be starting the peptides again along with a different peptide. I believe it's called it's a long name. It's like CJC Ipra ibuprofen, something like that. No DAC, something like that. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. But I have the bottle out there. I can't get it right now. But that's supposed to be like a growth hormone, and it's not the same as the growth hormone where I'm injecting hormones into my body, but it's more so jump starting it. So you're supposed to fast 2 to 3 hours before you take it, and then you do it before you go to sleep is the best time. And then as you're sleeping, the growth hormone produces and it helps with recovery, I believe with muscle recovery and.
Yeah. Well, what I was about to say, because like, so you're saying it helps. It's not helping you like as far as like the stimulation. It's more about the healing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I had to cut you off there with that because I wanted to clarify that because we don't want you to get in trouble with the athletic state commissions and stuff.
Oh, no. Yeah. No.
I don't know where because you don't have a fight coming up though, right?
No, not at the moment. No, okay. I do not.
Yeah, I just don't want you to get in trouble with the athlete because I don't know the rules of the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. As far as from what I've known with past promotions and the past commissions, it's fine because it's not a steroid.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's funny because I've been asked to be a judge actually as recently as like 6 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh! Wait, did the offer already expire? Are you gonna do it?
I don't know yet. I'll probably take the training class for it.
You should do it.
I don't know if I can do this though.
What? You're doing it.
You can't fraternize with fighters.
No, I believe in you. You can do it.
Well, I actually was trained by the when I fought. I told you I fought in the late 2000s. Jeff Mullen. You might have heard that name. He's the director of the Athletic State Commission.
Yeah.
He's from my hometown. I trained under him in 2006 and 2007.
Oh wow!
So I know Jeff Mullen pretty well. I talked to him about it, and he sent me to a guy, and he says you don't need to be fraternizing with And I guess this is a form of fraternization as far as fighters is concerned, man or woman. It's like, it's just.
Yeah.
I have to be careful about that. I don't know. I mean,
that's true.
Because believe me, I would if I was. I don't know. We'll see. If the reward outweighs, the sacrifice, then maybe. But I've been doing broadcasting my whole life, and I've been doing this. I've been with Millions for a while, and. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've done interviews. Didn't you say off camera you've done interviews with Millions?
Yeah. I did 2 of them recently, so that was a good experience. So it's nice to be the interviewee to see how you run it.
Right. Well, part of it is that you just have to be. You have to. I'm trying to think how to explain it. I went to school for stuff like this, and it's what I love to do. Mm-hmm. I hope to be able to do it full time for a living. One day. But I've interviewed some pretty good ones recently. You and last night I interviewed Liz Carmouche.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I believe. Ooh, no. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. No, I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Never mind. It wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to, and then I've got an NXT fighter coming up in a couple of days.
Oh wow!
The wrestling, wrestling organization. Yeah. And I've interviewed several power slappers recently, so it's
that's so cool.
Have you ever thought about competing in that?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'd be down, but what's funny? I just realized this and learned this the other day. I came across my Instagram reel feed, whatever, and I saw have you seen the pillow one? the pillow fighting one. Oh my
No,
gosh! And it's not like it's like it's a thing. It's like a sanctioned thing, but it's literally kind of like the pillow. I mean, the power slap thing, but they take a pillow and then man, I was look not gonna lie. I was in the toilet and I was watching it and I was like dissecting it and I was like. Man, what's the technique behind this? There's this one girl, she like the way she grips the pillow, she like gets a really good grip and she cuts angles and then she hits them with the pillow and I don't know how they get points, but oddly enough, they asked me to do they asked if I wanted to compete in it. And I wish I was healthy because I kind of would,
no,
but I'd end up laughing. I don't think I
no,
would take it as seriously as
no.
obviously fighting, but
I,
the
I,
power slap thing is kind of cool, you
I feel
know?
I feel like a 75-year-old perverted man invented that. Like that is not a legit. I mean, I hope it's a legit thing, but I feel like that some guy was just like, "Yeah, girl, yeah,
Right, right.
girl," and then all of a sudden they're like,
This pillow.
"Yeah, it's all I take this pillow and beat the
Right.
snot out of my
God.
opponents."
Dude, they
Because if
have
there's dudes competing in it, then that's a little bit,
yeah. The girls are
uh,
fine.
uh,
The girls
un,
are fine. But
unmarketable is the word I would use if it was nothing but dudes. I'm like, ain't nobody wants to
yeah,
know two
right?
dudes pillow fight with each other. That ain't
Right.
sexy.
Dude, they got red pillows and blue pillows, I think. But they it's the whole thing. They do weigh-ins. I was like, bro, who does weigh-ins for a pillow fight? Like,
You got to make weight to pillow
yeah,
fight? What type of crap is
this
that?
is 2025, bro. This is the future apparently. I don't know. We
Are
went
they?
from
Yeah.
Ultimate Fighter and like the old UFC, you know what I'm saying? And to now like pillow fighting and slapping people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the slapping, I've seen it. I mean, I've watched
Yeah.
every event, and I've interviewed several of those guys.
That's
That being
cool
said,
though.
there is some legitimacy to that,
For
but
sure.
I feel like that. Unfortunately, it's just like an arousal event for like weird dudes that want to see pillow fight, and I'm like, no, you need Jesus.
Yeah. You seen the car jiu-jitsu? Have you
What?
seen that?
The
Oh
what?
my gosh. Car jiu-jitsu? Oh my goodness.
Car
Okay.
jujitsu? Hold on.
Yeah, car
What?
jiu-jitsu. So look up car jiu-jitsu whenever you get the chance, and they have like this timer. Oh my gosh, I can go on and on. There's this thing where okay, they start seated with the seatbelt, and then they have their hands I think on their laps. I don't know. And they do a countdown. You go beep 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 boop, and then it goes and they have to like submit each other and I don't know if it's like a time period or whoever wins first, but if you're not first and you don't get momentum, you're done because you have to act fast. And they take the seatbelt and they'll choke people on the seat with the seatbelt. And there's even a thing where it's like coffin jiu-jitsu. Have you heard of that? Where
No, no. What's
they're
that? Now you're
so
just
I'm the
making
only
stuff up.
So I'm the only one that ends up on the weird side.
I didn't say it
You
was
see that?
weird. I'm just like I'm in disbelief. I still haven't gotten past the car jujitsu. Now you're talking about what?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the coffin jiu-jitsu is like, it's a coffin and they do jiu-jitsu in the coffin. But, hear me out. The weird thing is because I don't think it was in English. And I was like, man, what's going on? And they have to escape out of the coffin without like they have to jump out of the coffin without something. Like I can't remember if they can't like fully stand up, but they have to like kind of crawl out or like stay flat almost out of the coffin. So look up those two things and the pillow thing.
I
But
just looked up. I can't watch the video because I'm talking to you, but I just looked up car jujitsu. I
yeah,
thought, it sounds so. No, I'm good. I mean, just give me an old fashioned wrestling mat. I'm good. And
I know, right,
what are they going to choke each other with the seatbelt as opposed to the gi? Come on now.
bro,
Come on,
bro.
man.
I know, right, right.
So, do you have a job?
I do right now. Yeah, I do.
What do you do?
I work as a case manager and chiropractic assistant at a chiropractor's office.
Got it. So they can take care of you and your 100 injuries.
Bro. Yeah, they actually do like the video um
You're
like the video instructionals on me because my body's always fucked up. So
right.
sorry, I didn't know if I could cuss. Sorry.
No, I
Potty
don't
mouth.
care. Go ahead.
Potty mouth moment.
No, do
Yeah,
what you got to do.
it's pretty loud whenever they do that stuff. Actually today, it's cool because we have like some physical therapy tools so that when I go to physical therapy, they're like, man, like you're healing up pretty fast, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm at work
Yeah.
freaking doing the stuff. But yeah, no, they're great at my job. So yeah.
Right. No, I get it. I mean, that's cool. I mean, by the way, with all the injuries and stuff like that, I mean, I kind of get this like Jersey Shore type vibe or whatever going on. You know, I don't know what
Really?
I'm telling you. It's like, what's Snooki's best friend, Dina? That's who you remind me of, is Dina.
Really?
She from the Jersey Shore.
Oh my god! You know what's funny? In high school, um, everyone thought because I used to wear makeup like in high school, and they would say that I wore like eyeliner and well, I used to wear eyeliner, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you look like Snooki." I was like, "What?" And I've never seen Jersey Shore. I've only seen clips of it. So now that's my homework. I'll have to look up. You said Dina?
Yeah, you look like Dina. Dina didn't come around till season 3, but
Really?
you
Do we
remind me.
like Dina?
Dina's cool. Dina's cool. She's always, she's always trying to sleep with Polly, but yeah, she's.
Oh, oh
But and
no!
Polly's my favorite. Polly's my favorite character, though. Like he's
Really?
he's the one. Yeah, she's like they tried to save. The girls killed a lobster on accident, and then they said, "Well, guess what? Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Charlie's
Oh,
freaking dead."
that's where that's from.
Yep,
Oh,
that's from
that makes sense.
that's from season 2 or 3. I can't remember. I
Oh
think it was
wow,
season
look
2
at
of
that.
the Jersey Shore, but it's just like, and that's where he's like, "Oh yeah, 2 dudes in a jacuzzi."
Yeah, I've heard of that. Okay, yeah, I've gotta see that now. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Yo, hey, it's on Hulu.
Oh wow.
Shout out to
Woo.
Hulu. so what's the name of the gym you train at?
Right now I'm back home at my OG gym. That's what I call them. It's Striking's. Striking's here in Killeen, Texas.
Killeen. What part of Texas is that?
Central Texas. Are you familiar?
I mean, I have family in Fort Worth, and but
Okay. Yeah.
but Central Texas. What are we talking? Closer to Austin? Like,
I would say about 45 minutes to an hour from Austin.
okay,
So, for example, if you're going to Fort Worth, Dallas area, to get to me, you'll have to pass Waco and Temple, and then you'll pass by. Are you familiar with Waco?
yeah, I'm familiar with Waco. I'm not familiar with Temple.
Okay, yeah, you'll pass by Waco. Waco is like our halfway point, and then you'll end up in Killeen. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Small
hmm
town.
Kind of. It's actually the largest army base, Fort Hood, Texas. So we say Fort Hood, Killeen. I know they just changed it back to Fort Hood. It was for like, I don't know, a few years they changed it to Fort Cavazos, but they put it back to Fort Hood, so I just keep it
Okay.
Fort Hood. But it's not the smallest, but it's also not like it's not Austin or Dallas or Houston, but we have so many military towns. We have so many military families here that you could pretty much say it's a pretty well-known town if you're in the military.
Yeah. Okay.
hmm
And do you still live with your parents, and right now at this point?
At this point, because of my surgeries.
Right. That's what I'm. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I figured you needed a place to hang out to recover. So.
Yeah. Whew, thank God, because that first, I actually got to get the other knee done. We're looking at December. But yeah,
So,
if I
so,
didn't have my mom to take care of me, and
so
shout out to my teammates because they took care of me. They pushed me in the wheelchair this past weekend. When we were at the fight, they pushed me in the wheelchair. We even went to a casino and they pushed me in the wheelchair. They helped me with my crutches and oh my gosh, I know it's not easy, and same thing with my
right.
mom. But
But you have another surgery you're going to get done in December?
yeah, because remember I hurt the other knee.
Yeah, no, I know you did, but it's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
listening I was listening earlier. I'm like, wait a second. many surgeries is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know it's a lot.
So no fighting anytime soon.
Not till next year. Not till next year. And
Okay.
yeah,
Time flies. I
it
just
does.
like I was telling you, I just interviewed Liz
Yeah,
Carmouche, and 41 years old, and she just won the PFL title. That's
that's
like
what
the
I'm
second.
saying.
That's
Bro,
like the second most prestigious title in the game.
bro, I know. So fuck everyone that wants to say like, yo, you should stop fighting and da. Like, fuck that. Like,
Well, I mean, you have to be wise, though. You have to be
yeah,
wise. And
yeah,
I'm not saying you're not. What I'm saying is that have your surgeries and
exactly.
reassess.
Right.
Right. And what weight class do you fight at?
125.
Okay, so flyweight. All right. All right. That's pretty tiny. Okay.
Yeah,
So at
yeah,
least, well, no, that's cool. No, that's what I'm saying. At least you're not 5 foot even fighting at like bantamweight and up.
yeah.
Because
No,
I mean, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I mean, you probably could if obviously if you heal up right, but
mm-hmm.
it's just, I don't know what it is about these, these weight classes nowadays. These people, everybody wants to go up now because of the fact that they want to be able to have a sandwich every once in a while. But
Yeah,
but you're 5 even, so you're about like the size of like Thug Rose.
yeah. Well, I have seen pictures of her, and my best friend, she trains out of Colorado. She trains with her,
Mm-hmm.
and I've heard a lot of things. I've heard like she's not as big as she looks on TV. So
No,
yeah.
I've seen her in person, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her in person. I've been, she came in my neck of the woods for an event, and I saw her pretty up close. I was covering the event, and
Yeah.
anyway, most of them aren't. We tend to forget that these guys look pretty big, but when you look at like these 185 pounders and stuff like that, that's a
Mm-hmm.
pretty big weight class, 185 pounds. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I remember I saw Brock Lesnar one time,
Mm-hmm.
who was like a solid 265 heavyweight, and
Yeah.
just made those 85 pounders look like midgets. I mean, it's just,
Right.
and this is about 10 years ago, but
Oh man.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you're familiar with Brock Lesnar, obviously.
Oh
But,
yeah. For sure. For sure. And
but
his daughter, bruh.
dude, she looks just like that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a
And she's
spitting image.
yeah, and she's getting married. I'm like, dude, why would any guy want to marry her? Not because of anything of her appearance, but
Yeah.
because her father-in-law is going to be Brock freaking Lesnar.
Lesnar.
I mean, what's it
Right.
like knowing that your father-in-law could literally kill you at any
Right.
moment?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, I'm hoping that my father-in-law, of course, I don't know. I don't care who my father-in-law is as long as we're cool. But I just don't want it to be
I know
Brock
that's
Lesnar.
right.
I just don't want it to be
Tell
Brock
him.
Lesnar.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. That's. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I would do if my father-in-law was Brock Lesnar.
So, do you have a significant other to talk to about all your like shenanigans about injuries?
I'm like, I don't know. I would say yes and no. Like, I'm not like in a relationship right now, but I definitely am talking to someone. So, yeah, yeah. He, I don't want to say too much, but he is a pioneer in the fight world. But we are definitely ironing out a lot of.
Oh no, I've been watching this sport since before. Let's see, 27. I've been watching this sport since the year you were born. Probably.
I know. I was born '98.
Can you not say who it is for me?
I'll tell you off cam.
Yeah. Write me in the messenger because I'm curious. You said
Okay.
a pioneer. I'm like, our definitions may be different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me off camera. As a
I'll
matter of
tell you
fact,
off camera.
we're about to enter this interview in 3 months. So I'm curious. I'm like, an MMA fighter?
Yeah. He doesn't fight anymore.
I kind of figured that if he's a pioneer.
Right.
If it's Frank Shamrock, I'm gonna freak.
No. No.
I was gonna say if it's Frank Shamrock, I'm gonna be like the first ever like well-rounded mixed martial artist. and Katelyn's talking to this guy. Now we're definitely gonna talk about this. Or I'm gonna write you. I'm gonna write you off camera.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I'll definitely let you know. Yeah, I don't really
it's-
I never say it until like I know for a fact it's like official, because I have dated in the past fighters that I'm like, ugh. Like my teammates will make fun of it and they're like, hey,
it's not Cody Garbrandt.
No.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking is I just recently got threatened for talking bad about Cody Garbrandt.
What? Threatened?
I don't give a rat's. You know what? I don't care.
What the fuck I'm talking about?
I don't care. Look, I mean, I think he's a douche. I mean, who tattoos their eye?
Yeah.
And he talks like a surfer.
I know. He used to be cute. I don't know what happened. He used to be like, I don't know. And then I don't know what happened. Some of them, they just kind of go a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I know. Hanging with the boys. That's what he was saying. But no, I don't like Cody Garbrandt. I'm sorry. It's
okay. I'm not him.
No, yeah. I know it. I just make sure you weren't with him. But
no.
So I'm about to end this.
Okay.
And I'm about to end this. You want to do this again, Stone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. I mean, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, dude. We can even interview in the surgery bed.
Dude, if you want to.
And would you want to? Like,
of course I would. Yeah. Of course I would. Do you know how awesome how badass that would be?
I know, right? We could do a little. I could set the tripod up. I have my little surgery cap on.
Yeah.
Around December.
In December. Yeah, we could do that. Dude, I'm going to write you about that. I'm going to write you in November and be like, look, if you're still up for that, let's do that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'll work. Well, let me close this bad boy out.
Okay.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Hank Russell Invitation here on Millions.co. You know, you could have been doing anything else, but you decided to join Katelyn and I tonight. And we're so glad you did. We really are. And it's been a blast. And I have to get off camera so that I have to write her about her personal business that I can't publicly say. But I'm very curious. And until next time, this has been the Hank Russell Invitation on Millions.co, and y'all have a pleasant evening.